close to 50. Again, I'm not sure what we'll do. Maybe nothing besides just like a quick, yay, it's number 50. But will be a cool milestone anyway. As far as stuff we've had going on the past week, I've been trying. I actually got a fair amount of writing done. I really want to get Origin of the Manlings done. I do like writing it, but it's like it's one of the things I've been procrastinating the most. So I really want to get it done so I can kind of get some other stuff too. But I wrote part 3 of the Origin of the Manlings, and it will probably be 4 parts. The next part will probably be the final one. And I wrote a couple of codex entries, but mostly these treatises, these like long form essay, historical document codex entries, or they're not codex entries per se. They're just like informational, yeah, just kind of essay things. And I wrote a couple of those. I had fun writing them all. Right now we've got, I think 4. I think there's the one on basically Kusiag coming back and him trying to rejoin the White Knights when I was Lord. There's the one I just posted called Fall of the Imperium, which is about the Isengrim and the Stone Stars both gradually kind of departing from WA. Well, the Stone Stars suddenly, the Isengrim gradually, but there's more to it than that. But it's kind of explained in that one. But if anyone's confused by that, let me know, because that was one where it's a bit complicated, so I could see how it might not make perfect sense. So if there's stuff I can add to make it make more sense, I'm definitely down to do that. So I have those two. There's the history of the Lightlings, and one that is still incomplete, but it's called House Histories and Rivalries. And I think what I went over there is the relationship between House Dippity and House Commander over the history of WA, and the relationship between House Dane and House Dippity. And I did go back and update those a little bit too. I added a little bit of recent events and stuff. But yeah, so I'm hoping to have more of those and about stuff like some of the stuff that we've had talks over, like the Ragnarok and some houses like House Blitzkrieg and maybe the Night Orders as well. I have written down to write one about the White Knights myself. So hopefully we'll get some more of those, get up to like a dozen or 2 dozen or something eventually, and I think that'll be really cool just to have these single threads that just have all the information we really know about a given subject. If somebody's real curious about kind of digging deep into that, I think that'll be cool. Other than that, yeah, I mean, what's on the agenda next for me is probably writing more of those and finishing Origin of the Manylings. There's a handbook update on the way. I think I posted it in Meat Hall. I added like image headers to everything, and not too much else is going to change. We were talking on the all thing about simplifying the recruiting rules a little bit, so I think instead of like you have to wait 72 hours if somebody brings in a recruit for you can recruit them, we're just going to say whoever, if you invite somebody specifically to the server, you have first right to recruit them, and a new arrival to the server can't be recruited for the first 24 hours unless you get your host girl's permission. So those are the 2 we're looking at. The other thing that Solite suggested was that we have a database where we just record all of our public recruitment posts. Like, oh, we've got one on the Steam forums posted by this person, one on the Warframe forums posted by Pato, and just like a list so we just know where they're all at. And I'm just going to make a thread in the forums, and we'll just keep that there. It'll be in the monolith. So that'll be cool. And yeah, in order to make a public WA recruitment post, you'll have to let an officer know, just so we can record it, so we know it exists, basically. Which I think is a good idea. Yeah, that's kind of all I've got that comes to mind. I did trying to think. There's a couple other housekeeping things I did. I did update the Dippity lineage charts. Ricky updated his. I updated mine. I updated the intro to House Dippity, the website, and everything. Everything Dippity related should be 100% up to date now, I believe. And so that's done. And there's 1 or 2 other things I added or updated. Can't remember. Nothing too major. But yeah, with that, let's open it up. Anybody have any questions, topics, anything they want to bring up?
I'd just like to say that on the topic of recruitment, I posted in Bifrost a nice little intro. It's about a page of just, summary information about WA for new people. Go check that out. It's pinned. It's towards the bottom because I just posted it. So there's that. pretty short. And also the treatises you wrote. I think I read 3 of the 5 now. Except for I don't think I finished the Manylings. Maybe I did. And then the one you just posted I didn't get to, but they're very good, I have to say. And at some point they will be used in the WA lessons for either a person specific, part of a person's review, or an event such as rebellion or people leaving or groups leaving, for instance. I mean, it's just a wealth of information. So, I mean, that really gives you a lot of contextual information, what's going on at the time. So, thanks, Vest. That's all I got.
Cool. Yeah, I think the intro is handy. I mean, the one thing I like is well, it's easy to read too, but it lists all the games we play, which I think is probably a question a lot of new recruits have. Like I think I mentioned this last time, but I don't always have the best idea of like what is what recruits are thinking, because it's been a long time since I was a recruit. But yeah.
Well, I just went through and I picked all like the game specific tags, and I acronymed them the best, just so they're plain text, because people may not know what SC2 is or D2. They're like, wait, divinity, what? They're not going to know. So plain English for the most part. I think I got them all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got them all. So like people can just scan through there. They're in alphabetical order. You're welcome. And that was, like I said, just based off the tags we already have. So if someone says, "Oh, hey, I play War Thunder," it's like, "Would you like the tag?" Easy transition. Just tag them up and get them involved early.
Can I ask you a question about that?
No, you may not.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What is your question?
I mean, I'm super happy you put up my favorite game of all time up there, Tales of Symphonia, but that is a JRPG, single player. Me and Vest have played. That's all I know. I don't know why that's up there.
Because there was a tag for it.
You have a tag for it?
No, that's Town of Salem. That's what TOS is for.
Please. Okay.
I told you it was Town of Salem.
Yeah, you should learn to read, Potato.
No, it's TOS.
Yeah, we need to have a channel that's just me and Pato talking about playing Tales of Symphonia by ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vest, what do you do today? I played this game. Yeah, that's obvious.
I'm doing playthrough number 10, trying to get Sheena to like me this time.
Haha.
Alright, well, that makes more sense.
Anyway, so that will be corrected.
I didn't mean to make more work for. I was just confused.
No, quick. It's just a quick little thing, so don't worry. I just wanted to make sure it was accurate, so thank you.
No worries.
Alright, cool. Well, anybody have anything else they want to bring up?
Kind of a shout out to Solite and Raud for implementing my idea from last week's Fireside so quickly.
What would that be?
A Thane in charge of recruitment retention.
Hello, that's me.
Yeah, like I wasn't expecting someone to
how did you
that
get
so
that
quickly.
job? I don't understand. I was not
Because I
consulted.
asked very nicely.
Yeah, like, why do we put the most toxic person around here as the Thane,
Oh yeah, the most toxic for sure.
By far the most toxic.
Yeah, you bringing those like otters and animals around. Come
To
on.
be fair, I can't remember a time I've joined a channel of Rod and she didn't rush me right away.
Talking about animals says the guy who wants to tag everybody.
Discord tag, just to be clear.
Yeah, I know. That's where the joke is coming from, but thank you for ruining it.
You're
Is it?
welcome. It's what I do.
Well, I think it's a great idea, and we added that raiders have the option of working with new recruits and trying to help them get acclimated and hang out with them and stuff, and berserkers actually having to do that too. So I think hopefully that's something we can. Hopefully, new recruits are feeling more welcomed. I think we're doing what we can in that department, which is good. I think, yeah, it's. I mean, obviously, like actually recruiting people is super important too, but I think it's definitely. I think it's great that we're actually focusing on the retention part too.
There's no point in recruiting people if they don't stay around.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you look
Right.
at how many people have ever been in WA. I mean, if you look at the numbers, we've probably had in excess of 4 or 5,000 people in WA over the course of 18, going on 18 years, 17 years and 8 months. So, if you think about it, that's a pretty huge. I mean, what is that? We have like 100 out of 5,000 maybe. So that's 2% of people that have stuck around this long. I mean, it's not an exact metric, but like it gives you a good idea of like how many people have been recruited who just wind up disappearing. I mean, sure, some people have stuck around a long time and then left, but still.
It's honestly pretty impressive. On that note, that I'm posting up my recruitment posts on Reddit, and I get people contacting me all the time. And the most recent person to contact me was that person Finch in the Bifrost, and it wasn't even to get recruited. He was just like, "Hey, the Warriors of Aesir. I used to be part of that. I was House Commander." I was like, "No way! Do you want to say hi?" And it was just a cool interaction because here's an old member just out of the woodwork.
Yeah, I love that. There's a lot of old members I'd love to see back, even ones that may have departed kind of unceremoniously like Warrior. I think that a lot of people wouldn't mind just chatting to. I think just the other day I was talking to an Aryan. I think he was trying to get a hold of Eru. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but would be cool. Oh, I did add the record of exiles thread on the forums because that's something people talked about in the all thing. I think it was Bjorn, I believe, recommended. A few people were talking about having just a thread where that's listed, so it's just kind of recorded somewhere. Seemed like a good idea. So that is all in the monolith, which again is where I'm putting basically every important thread. The only things that aren't on there that are like really important would be in organization and rules. I just have links to the handbook and pocket guide, everything that's in rules on Discord. And then I guess I would call the Codex of the Aesir important, but it's just that whole encyclopedia is its own subforum too. And the Warband codexes are their own as well. But yeah. Alright, well, anybody have anything else? I know we will not be having a talk today, so could be a pretty short fireside, but no harm in that every once in a while.
Is there anything anyone has a question about? Like, we got enough people, we could tell you something about something.
Well, were you going to say something, Pato?
Is there maybe a topic someone would like to hear about for the future?
Codex.
Curious. Ran, I thought our meetings were supposed to be secret.
I don't know what you're saying.
I feel
Hey,
like
every
Halo
secret
is
comes out
holding a
eventually.
clue.
What's this? We're talking about Warband codexes? What's up?
No, we're not.
Which part do you want me to talk about, Ran?
Would you like to know more? Yes.
I'm confused. I don't mind talking about
Potato.
something, but Llamas, don't even say anything. Anything you say confuses me, so it's gonna get worse.
Well, thanks for doing the calendar, by the way, Lamas. I don't know if we
Oh yeah,
told you
very
that, but yeah, it looks great. Appreciate it. It's
Well,
a thing off
I
my
feel like I
mind.
need to resign because Pato insulted me.
Potato, come on.
Yes.
Toxic. Well,
You guys don't get it. Me and Alamas's interactions can be summed up in: he says something stupid, I'm confused, and I insult him.
It's not stupid, Pato. It's just too complex, you know.
Sounds like there's double insult in that order.
But what do you want me to talk about, Rand? Which part of our meeting you want me to divulge?
The fact that we started a new system where I guess it's just me talking about it. We will be trying to work with the Scribes Guild more, along with some of our Haran's codexes. I've been working with Indy to get those rolling, and I was thinking of just instead of me working with him, we might have him trying to talk to some of the Scribes members.
Certainly something we can do. Scribes Guild actually still accepting applications from anybody who's interested as well.
I'm too cool.
So, do they like have a list of like a backlog of things they want to do, or is it just sort of whoever makes a request, or is it more of like a maintenance thing for the Scribes Guild?
We have a backlog.
Originally, the concept for the scribe, or what we wanted to do with the Scribes Guild was help Huskarls make codex entries for their warbands. That I think Vesk might correct me on this, but I think that was the original task for it.
It was at least one of the main reasons. I don't know if it was the number one, but it may have been. It's definitely something that I really want to do because I've been, obsessed with trying to get some warband codexes going. So I was thinking, talking to some people who were like, well, I don't know what to put in, I don't really know how to write or whatever. And I thought, well, let's just make a group that has all the writers, and then people just do it for them. And also, it's kind of had the added benefit of providing sort of a vehicle for getting a lot of other work done, like writing these treatises, doing all the codex updates, and there's requests as well. You can just message us, but on the forums there's a forum there, a thread there rather, that you can use for requesting stuff of any of the guilds. And there's also a request thread specifically for the Scribes Guild where you can request like a research topic. So something we can make like codex entries for, or even write a treatise about. So say you're like, I want to know more about House Thieves. Okay, Scribes will put that in our log, and then when we get a chance, we'll go and research everything we can find about House Thief, and then put it somewhere so people can find it easily.
We're also more than willing to help anyone who wants to create their in-lore so that they can be featured in future stories.
I need help, if that would be great. For that.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure. Especially Armadors and Seawar and Frigs, you cannot move on up in the Norn system until you have that.
Right.
Cool. Well, yeah.
To maybe I don't know. Rand seemed to, for me to, he wanted me to mention that the Guardians of Rand had a meeting yesterday, and we were just discussing. Wait, what? What do you want, Rand?
I don't
talk
even
about Fight Club.
I don't even hear him speaking.
Something secret, something isn't. This sounds like if it doesn't have to get announced, it doesn't have to get announced. We can wait.
He's confusing the heck out of me. Like, does he want me to say something or does he not want me to say something? I wasn't gonna say anything until he said something. Whatever.
He needs to make up his mind.
Okay, he doesn't want me to say anything. So, moving on. I don't have anything else to add.
All right. Well, I don't know. Does anybody have anything else they want to bring up? Otherwise, we kind of
have something.
Sure, go ahead.
I was talking with I don't even know how to pronounce his name correctly. Ararian?
Anarian.
Anarian. I was talking to him with yesterday that he was talking about Deltrice Vipani, how he left again, and he keeps leaving, and he apparently was getting annoyed by that. And I just said, like, well, if people keep coming back and they keep leaving, there should kind of like a rule to where if you keep coming back multiple times and you want to be back again after a certain amount of times, you have to stay a guest for a good while to ever come back into WA, something like that. Because what's the point?
This time, I think it was a lack of him posting in roll call.
Yeah, he didn't
Well,
leave. He
it-
was just made a guest because
He's
of
made a guest.
posting in roll call. Yeah, that is a
Well,
good point though, and it's something we've run into in the past with some people where they leave a few times or whatnot, and we don't have a hard and fast rule in the handbook, but that is generally how we handle it. That if somebody has left and rejoined a bunch of times, we're kind of hesitant to like re-recruit them, or we like talk to them, like definitely deal with it. Yeah, on like a different level.
Should we have a rule?
I mean, you don't really need to, as long as.
That's kind of the guest role. Is you're here, right?
Yeah, it feels to me like we don't necessarily need one just because it hasn't been a huge problem. We've just run into it a few times, and every time it was like, obviously we all know if if it's a significant. Remember, we're aware if that has been leaving and rejoining a bunch of times, then usually it's somebody catches it and we talk about it, something like that. So I don't think it's been a big enough issue we necessarily need to put something in the handbook about it. Like to I think especially because it would kind of depend on the person. Like it'd be hard to put a hard and fast rule that covers everything, because sometimes it might be like somebody leaves and it was like certain circumstances, and then where they really should come back and they really want to come back and they do, and then it's like okay that's fine, but maybe other instances somebody is just like I don't know why this would be, but somebody's like trolling us or something. They think it's funny to like keep leaving over and over again or something, and maybe that's the kind of person we wouldn't allow back in. So I feel like just dealing with it on a case by case basis, as we have thus far, is probably a good idea. But that's just my thoughts on it.
That's
Well,
fair.
yeah. Until it becomes a problem, then there's not much reason to do anything about it.
Yeah, like I mean, if it's like happening all the time, then maybe we can look at having some sort of rule to go by in the handbook or something like that. But
We don't have enough people in WA yet.
well, and we just haven't had enough people like leaving and rejoining a lot. I mean,
Right.
a couple like over the course of like a year or two that I can remember. Yeah.
Yeah, at least 2/3 of those problems have sorted themselves out, anyways.
That's true. Well, does anybody have anything else they want to bring up then? If not, we'll probably just end it there. Like I said, no talk. So yeah. Although if you're really missing out on, there's no talk. Like I said, did just post a treatise, and there's a couple other ones that maybe people haven't read yet. All in Vestborger's archives on the forums. Shout out. So there's
Go
something.
read them.
There's something
They're really,
there
really good.
if you got some time. But yeah, all right. Well, unless anyone has any closing comments or anything, statements, questions, anything like that, we'll probably sign off.
Is there going to be a way to review or recap what was talked? Are you going to save this video?
Yeah. So they're all going on YouTube now. I got it set up. So they just get saved on Twitch, and I just export them to YouTube right after. So it'll be on there. And the VOD is also on Twitch. And even better, my audio is working, and my stream is not cutting out all the time. So everything is flawless in terms of accessibility of the VODs.
Oh, Vest. Sorry to renew the discussion here. You just made me think of something because we're talking about the VODs and stuff. Do you think it'd be a possibility and a good idea if we took, the talks we have at the end of Fireside, cut those out, and make a playlist on YouTube of just those?
That would be cool. Yeah, I like that actually. Yeah, and we could even one thing I've had the idea of is even like recording people like reading aloud like audiobooks of like WA stories or these treatises or something like that. So for maybe people who are playing a game and they want to like listen to it or something like that, they don't want to read it. And I think some people even rather listen to stuff period than read it. So yeah, it's a good idea. I think. We can definitely do that.
A topic for maybe another Fireside, but I think it'd be a cool idea to have that just so we can listen to them at any time without having to go through all the VODs. And I like your idea of just having maybe the treatise, what you've been working on, read aloud. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
I want them voiced by Managathi.
I had something to say about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
In the past, Manny has expressed interest in doing skits. So maybe we could get together a like a drama group that can go make videos and similar, not unlike the old Dane videos.
Like his speech and stuff, you mean?
Yes.
It's gonna be like the Mystic Knights of the Azir or something.
That would be
Yeah.
awesome to see. I would not stop anybody from doing that if anybody's
Manny said he
interested.
wanted to recreate Dane's old video too.
That would be
Yes,
amazing.
Just be Manny shouting in Russian for like 20 minutes.
The
Yeah.
potential meme material.
We're still recording, right?
Yeah.
All right, Manny, you've been called out.
I'd love to see it. All right. Well, anybody have anything else they want to throw out before we sign off here?
I'm good.
Cool, cool. All right. Well, thanks everyone for showing up. Thanks everyone watching live or watching the VOD. I'll have this on YouTube ASAP, but we'll be back for Fireside Chat big number 50. Fireside Chat 50 next week at 5 p.m.
Halfway to
Pacific on
100.
Thursday. Indeed. So we'll see everyone then.
Cool.
Sweet.